What is up, gang, and welcome back to another episode of Inspired By, a series where we normally look at the musical trends, past and present, so that you guys can make better music. But today, I want to give you 4 tips in how you can get a little bit of a jump on your musical output and your audience growth in 2022. Now, if you've never watched an episode of Inspired By before and you're thinking, who the hell is this guy to tell me how to get ahead in 2022? Well, my name's Will. I make music under the moniker Hush Child, and I have about 200,000 monthly listeners, and I stream to 1 million plus people twice a week via RPAN. So as I said, I'm going to give you 4 tips to get ahead in 2022. If you find this video enjoyable, you want to come back for more in future, then hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, as it's a great way to help the channel's growth and show your appreciation this Christmas. I don't want to waste any more of your time and jump straight in to point number 1. So let's jump into it. If you've been on social media or part of Spotify for more than a year, you probably know that Spotify launches Spotify Wrapped every year, and I strongly suggest you get involved. So firstly, what is Spotify Wrapped? It's an annual feature that Spotify launches every year, walking their users through their previous year's listening habits. It's not only insightful to just see what music you vibe with, giving you a good insight of perhaps what music you might want to create, more of the things that you enjoy instead of forcing creativity. Now, the true reason I bring this as point number 1 is I strongly suggest you put it on your story and ask your friends, family, and followers to send their Spotify Wrapped to you. So why might you ask your followers for their Spotify Wrapped? Not only is it giving you a better insight to your core audience and the music that they listen to regularly, giving you a better chance of crafting music that they enjoy, it's also allowing you to find the average of a lot of your listeners' tastes, whether it be instrument choice, BPM, or genres. What I like to do is start the new year off with a release of my own using some of that information. That way you can use some of the sounds, some of the tempos before they become outdated later on in 2022. If you are a current subscriber or you're a fan of my music, don't forget I've got some new music out, part of a Christmas compilation down in the description, and you can pre-save my new EP coming out with my friend Adira this Friday as well. It's a super fun one, but let's jump into point number 2. Something you might have heard of here on YouTube, especially if you're watching this type of video, is something called VCO or VCS. So what's VCS? So it stands for visibility, community or communication, and services. So when you're releasing music or providing content, you want to have the holy trinity of things. You want to be visible. Are you using plenty of the social medias? Things like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, the list goes on. Can your audience or future audience find you on all the social medias? Now, we're going to dive deeper into content when we reach services, but what I mean by using all the social medias uniquely, are you posting high quality, unique content to each of those platforms and not just copy and pasting the same vertical video to all the social medias? The C stands for community or communication. I like to underline community because it's the most important thing to me. It's my opinion that you won't get very far unless you create real lasting relationships. You want to make sure that you hold dear a core group of friends or lasting relationships, people that are going to stick by you as you grow your brand and especially probably make some mistakes along the road. This isn't a hard thing to do, but it's just making sure that you stay active within your previous platforms and maybe create some other platforms as well. Things like Discord, Patreon. Make sure that you're active in the comment sections of your YouTube videos, of your Instagram posts, so that your community feels like they can actually speak to you. Now, on things like Patreon and Discord, I have both, they're linked below. I like to create a couple of unique hidden channels where my core community can feel a little bit more special, a little bit more listened to, and can also give advice for the brand moving forward. Create some mods out of your community and help them grow with your brand as well. It's going to go a lot further. If you've been a fan of anything, it's great to have known that thing before it blows up. So make sure you take care of your core audience, because as your brand grows, these are going to be the people that help share your posts and actually purchase physical copies of your music, or, you know, part money with like a Bandcamp release or something like that. And then the S, as I mentioned, stands for services. Make sure that you are offering a service. You're not just saying, hey, new music every single month. One of the most annoying things is seeing content creators say, watch this space, new things coming. Just get to the content, help your community. So if you've got no new content coming out, how can you provide service to your community? Can you create any packs or projects or templates for your Patreon? Something that I have, again, in the description below. I like to grow with my audience, so we constantly share tracks back and forth on the Discord and on Patreon and give each other constructive criticism as we all grow together. And as technology moves forward, you want to make sure that you're keeping an ear out for future services. In my last video, I mentioned DistroKid sellouts who normally sponsor the channel. They're getting involved in the NFT market. And through using DistroKid, there's a handy link in the description below. You can get 7% off your first year, and you can create your own NFT if you get in early. Check out my last episode to see a little bit more on that. So do make sure you write that down, VCS or VCO, visibility, community or communication, and then services or offers. What are you offering your audience? On the topic of content and moving into point number 3, I like to make sure that I track my content under 2 categories, primary content and secondary content. You imagine Instagram, you've got a 3x3 grid. Probably 6 or 7 of those grid posts need to be your primary content. I make a lot of music, but my core audience knows me under the moniker Hushchild. And under Hushchild, I make a lot of lo-fi. So 6 or 7 of those grid posts are probably going to appease the lo-fi audience. But 2 out of the 9 posts are probably going to be something a little bit more experimental. Maybe I'm making a hip hop track around an acapella. Maybe I'm just advertising some new merch or separate projects. Make sure you have primary content, but a primary theme. And that goes for all your social medias. Make sure that when people come to a new social media, they go, that's Will Hatton. I didn't know he was on TikTok. And then you have secondary content, something that you can later move to the forefront if your main theme dies out or you want to make a change, something that is equally enjoyable. And then point number 4, prepare for a rainy day. Please prepare for a rainy day. I want you guys to take your mental health seriously, and I don't want you guys to think that this video is all about the grind, because it's absolutely not. You want to make sure that you prepare for the days where you just don't feel like making that much music, or maybe you feel productive but you don't want to make a whole song. I like to create some folders that work as starting material so that the blank canvas of Ableton or whatever DAW you use isn't as daunting when you do want to create some music. So I create folders of melodies, one-shots, drum rhythms, even drones, noise that I can put in the base of the track to at least give me a starting point. As always, if you're part of the Patreon, I have some things over there that might get you inspired or started off as well. Things from sample packs to templates to even handy racks that you can use in your workflow. So do make sure that you prepare for that rainy day. It will come, but it will pass as well. Make sure that you take into consideration your core audience, your primary, your secondary content, and get involved in Spotify Wrapped as well. As always, I'll have another video at the same time next week. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you next time. Oh, one other thing that I want to mention before we go is there's a beat battle going down before the end of the year over at my Discord. You guys have until December the 4th to remix the track that's over there, and it's going to be sponsored by Cable Guys, who are giving away the Shaper 2 bundle or the Noise Shaper to some of the runners up. So if you miss some of the Black Friday deals, you don't want to purchase it from my affiliate link that's in the description, then do make sure you visit the Discord so you can be in with a chance of winning some Cable Guys goodies. Right, I'm out. See ya.